Hey friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we will be thrifting at a Goodwill I have not been to in probably about 4 years, and I've only been here one time before, so it's kind of like shopping at a new to me Goodwill. Now, unfortunately, this year, 2025, my Goodwills got rid of their half off weekly color. So now they had like a sale schedule posted, and this day happened to be 10% off your purchase of like $10 or maybe $20 or more. I don't know. Not a very good sale because 10% about just barely covers tax. Tax is very high in Illinois, and I do not have a reseller license because I don't feel like dealing with that to be tax exempt. So I started shopping on the display racks right in front, and I found this sweater. Unfamiliar with the brand, so it looked expensive, it felt quality, so I decided to look it up. It is Demi Lee, New York, and their sweaters retail for hundreds of dollars. So I checked the fabric content of this one. This was before I googled it, so I was checking the fabric content, and it's cotton, so nothing too exciting, but I did decide to look it up since it still felt like quality, and I did grab that sweater because that was very exciting to find a sweater that retails in the hundreds of dollars. Also, since it's cotton and a light pink color, I think that could be a good transitional spring piece. Since I found that sweater, I decided to continue to check the display racks in front. I think it was pink for like upcoming Valentine's Day. And I found that soft surroundings shirt, but I only pick up soft surroundings at the bins or when I can get it for like $1 or $2. And since Goodwill's not doing half off color tags anymore, I did pass on that piece. Here is a Zara fur coat, and I would have loved to pick this up, but it was $15. I could have checked comps on it because it may have been worth paying $15, but I just didn't feel like it. But there are certain Zara pieces, especially Zara outerwear, that can do well. So if it was cheaper, maybe more around $7, I probably would have grabbed it. And I didn't end up finding anything else in the front display section. Shoes were pretty bad this day at this location. Those Converse were $12, so I did pass on those. Those will probably go to the bins. And then I pulled out this ASOS design piece. That is like ASOS's new tag. If you didn't know, it says ASOS design. So that is a piece I would usually pick up to take to buy, sell, trade if I could get it for like $2 at Goodwill. But again, they're not doing half off tags, so I couldn't grab that piece. Then I found this Current Air blouse. I never used to grab this brand, and I still haven't grabbed it. I've always passed on it, but I do know it does okay for some people, and it's potentially sold at Anthropologie. So I did grab this blouse to look up comps. They had it priced at $5, again with basically no discount, the 10% off, which covers basically my 8.5% tax. So I get, what is that, 2.5% off? The next shirt I found was this tiny Anthropologie blouse. I don't think Anthropologie carries the brand Tiny anymore, so it's an older piece, and I didn't love the style, and again, it's a full price piece, so I did leave that behind. Maybe I would grab it in the bins to give it a try. Because I found that crazy expensive retail sweater right when I walked in, my hopes were pretty high, but then as I was going through these shirts, I got a little disappointed. Here's a Chico's blouse that was new with tags, so they had it priced at $10. And I noticed this location did have a lot of their mall brands priced at about $10. Someone donated their Sanctuary collection of jackets here. It can be like sold at TJ Maxx, I think, and it can also occasionally be sold at Anthropologie. I don't pick it up unless I really like the piece. Then I came across this shirt. It is from the brand wait, how do you say that? Vilerberquin? Please correct me. Someone tell me how to say that brand. I have no idea. But I did recognize this as a high retail brand. Maybe I found it at Buy Sell Trade before, and it was a terry cloth sweatshirt. So I checked comps. Comps are kind of all over, but I did end up grabbing that piece for $5. I was checking the shoes above this shirt rack. Didn't find anything, but I looked down, and literally this shirt, CO, the brand is CO, was just staring at me. Someone looked at it and put it back, I would assume, because of the way the racks were parted. And this brand is a very high retailing brand again. So I don't know what's up with like not finding much bread and butter, but then these high retailing brands are there. So I did end up grabbing this blouse. I think it is probably like a $200-$300 blouse again, and if you saw, there was some dirt on the sleeve, but I scratched at it and it was just like surface wear that will come right off. I just pulled up retail comps for you guys, and I was wrong. This is actually probably like a $500 blouse. So very glad to have come across this. I knew it was high retailing, but I didn't know it was that high retailing. So since I just found that blouse in the middle of the rack, I decided I had to go through the entire rack, but unfortunately it was coming across nothing. I did find the soft surroundings for $10. As I said, they seemed to be pricing mall brands like that. I have sold this before for like $17, so totally 100% pass on that for $10. Then I came across this Ralph Lauren blouse. This is the black label, but it's like the new tag. So if you were unfamiliar, Ralph Lauren color tags all mean something different, but this black label Ralph Lauren is actually just the new tag. So it's not very high retailing. It's still, you know, mid-tier, maybe a $70 blouse. And I didn't want to pay $7 for it, so I did leave that one behind. I went through this entire rack and only found the CO blouse Co. I don't know if it's CO or Co, but I'm very grateful I found that blouse. So now it's time to move on to some pants. These pants looked interesting to me. The brand was like UEU, and I decided to look it up because you never know with these like comfy loungewear brands. This seemed to be nothing, and they were $7, so passed on those guys. And then again, just sorting through a lot of nothing, I saw these Zara leather pants, but they were way too crinkled to even consider. Also, they seem to be a skinny leg, and I am passing on a lot of skinny leg pants right now. However, I did find these G-Star Raw pants. G-Star Raw is, I think, known for their denim. They make men's and women's, and these are actually a skinny leg, but I did pull them out and check comps because I was unsure of how their women's jeans were performing. I don't think I've ever sold their women's jeans before, and while comps were all over the place, like teens to the 30s or 40s, they were selling very frequently. So since they were selling so frequently and skinny styles from this brand were also selling relatively frequently, I did decide to give the G-Star Raw jeans a try. After checking comps on those, I went back to flipping through the pants rack and I found these pants from a brand I had never heard of. It looks to me like it said Navula, but I don't know that for sure. They felt like silk and they were a wide leg. They gave artsy vibes. Tag looked interesting. So for all those reasons, I decided to look up the brand. I don't remember if I checked comps on Poshmark, but the retail on these pants is over $100, and they do make funky artsy styles, and usually there is a clientele for funky artsy pieces. So for $6, I did decide to pick these up. I did check to see if they were silk, and they are actually a Coopero blend, which I believe Coopero is like the new vegan silk. I'm not 100% sure. I know it's supposed to be like a silk substitute. So again, I did grab those, especially since they were a wide leg style, and we know the wide leg is doing well now. Then I went back to flipping through pants and a whole lot of nothing that I would pay full price for, maybe a few things I would have grabbed in the bins. Then these were laying across the top of the rack, and to me that looked like a Halara tag. If you're unfamiliar, Halara is like a TikTok activewear brand, and they don't brand their pieces. So I'm familiar with it because I got some in wholesale and I've sold a lot of it, like 200 pieces. So I'm pretty familiar with it. And those I would have picked up first if they were cheaper. They were $8, so I didn't even look to see if they were actually Halara. But if they were more around $5 and I could confirm they are Halara, I would have grabbed them. But I wouldn't pay more than $5 for most used Halara, so I did pass on those. Then at the end of the rack, I pulled out these Madewell corduroy pull-on pants. I did actually end up taking these to buy, sell, trade, and they purchased them. These are a more recent style from fall 2022, so I could have listed them, but I just sit on Madewell for a while now. So if buy, sell, trade was willing to give me like $10 for them trade-in credit, I will gladly take that. I didn't finish going through the pants section, but I was getting kind of bored, so I decided to move on to the dresses. Brixton & Ivy was a Stitch Fix brand. I don't know if it still is, but I don't pick up Stitch Fix brands anymore. I did see this Maeve Anthropologie dress, and it was the newer label that says Anthropologie on it, but I didn't like the style, and it was priced too high. Here's a Torrid 00 for $7, and I only pick up Torrid above a size 1 and above. Then I found this birdie gray dress. They make bridesmaids dresses and I do like selling them, but I don't like paying $13, so passed on that. Also passed on this Tommy Bahama because they had it priced at $10. And again, I've heard other people talking about how women's Tommy Bahama, especially the dresses, do pretty well. I've had some experience selling the dresses and they do usually move fast for me, but not worth paying $10 in my opinion. The dress racks were packed pretty tight, but I unfortunately was not finding anything. It was either all junk brands or brands priced too high to resell. So at this point in the shopping trip, I get a call from my dad and he tells me that my dog Olive ran out of the house. And she is known for running out of the house. So recently I purchased her a Fi GPS collar and I was like, great, use the app on the GPS collar to track her so you can find her. And he's like, oh yeah, I didn't download that. So I had to stop and send him updated pictures of her location. And luckily he did end up getting to her after like 8 minutes of her being out, but that was very stressful. So I just like to say, if you have a dog who also likes to jailbreak, look into the Fi collar because it's very helpful. So that did take some time out of the shopping trip and I was definitely stressed and glad she got home, but I was, still feeling stressed after that happened. And I didn't want to spend much more time at the thrift store. So I did end up heading out maybe a half hour after that phone call from my dad. I did see the logo on the back of these jeans that I was familiar with. They are Etro jeans. Now, Etro is a designer, but it's a designer that honestly doesn't do very well. They did have some red markings right here, but I did scratch those off and I could tell, with a little bit of treatment they would come off completely. So I was considering them. I checked comps and comps were telling me that this brand does not sell frequently, and when it does sell, it doesn't sell for a consistently high price. So I walked around with them in my cart for a while, but I did decide to leave them behind because on top of being a brand that doesn't do awesome, they're also white embossed jeans, which I just don't think would have been the best style. So hopefully somebody else came across them and was happy to find a designer pair of jeans. Then I did make my way over to the new racks. These are the new racks here, and as you can see, there is nothing exciting on here, a bunch of stuff that I wouldn't even pick up at the bins. So I went through all these racks, probably like 5 new racks, and came out with this one pair of barefoot jeans pants. And I know Barefoot Dreams has seen better resale days, but I did grab them because they are a wide leg pant, so I'll give those a try. I decided, since I had no luck in the new racks, to go back to stuff that had been out, and I found this House of Harlow blouse. There's a little spot right there, but for $5 I decided I would check comps on it. If you're unfamiliar, House of Harlow is a Revolve brand, but lately I've heard that they are now being sold at TJ Maxx, so if I do come across House of Harlow, I am checking comps on it to make sure it's worth picking up. And another full shirt rack complete with only pulling one shirt off. So at this point I'm feeling a little discouraged and I'm getting ready to head out, but I decided to check the jeans before I leave, and I found these Nuatag NYDJ plus size jeans. However, they had them priced at $10. I could have checked comps because they could have been worth that, but I just didn't feel like paying $10. And here we go, another pair, Nuatags NYDJ. They had priced at, again, $10. And so since I didn't feel like checking comps, I didn't want to pay $10 for them without knowing. This brand is DL1961. That used to be a Bolo brand for me like 5 years ago, but I'm not excited to find it anymore. And now we're going to do the lazy girl hack to finding jeans. You just check the pant leg. You pull out the style that you're looking for. So here is like a wide leg pant. So I pull them out and they are Unif jeans and they're Nuatags. They're priced at $10, which I did not check comps on these, but Unif used to be a very hot Bolo. I don't think it's quite as popular as it used to be, but I did decide to spend the $10 on those Nuatag jeans without checking comps. Because if worse comes to worse, I can take them to buy, sell, trade, and they'll give me at least $10 for them, but probably more like $15. Then I found these Oat New York jeans. Now, this brand is, I'd say, almost like fast fashion-y. I don't know where it's sold besides their own website, but I have had luck flipping it relatively quickly. So I did throw these guys in my cart. And now it's time to sort the entire cart, make sure everything is in good condition and that I actually want to bring it home with me. So first are the Oat New York jeans. I don't remember what type of style they are, maybe a slim leg, because I don't think I would have picked up a skinny. I did grab those, as well as the Unif jeans you saw. Here is the tag. I think they have multiple different tags, and they also have this back little cargo pocket I like. Here are the Barefoot jeans pants. Why do I keep saying that? Barefoot Dreams pants. And I did decide to grab them because they are a wide leg and they are a large. So we'll see how those do. Here's one item you guys did not see me find. I found this Alice and Olivia dress, but I wasn't sure if it was authentic because I had not seen that tag before. So I did set it to the side to do some research, and after research I did determine it was authentic, so I did grab that. Here is the House of Harlow blouse, and I put it back because there was a tiny stain on the front I missed, and I didn't feel like it was worth selling it with the stain or stain treating it because I never get stain treating done. Here are the Etro jeans, and I did think about these for a while. Here's the back logo patch, so if you ever do come across them, know they are designer. However, I did pass on them today. And these are the Madewell corduroy pants I grabbed, and again, Buy Sell Trade did buy those from me. I took them like maybe the day after I purchased them here. These are the Navulu, I can't remember if that was a brand, which I did purchase. And here are the G-Star Raw skinny jeans, which again I did purchase, and I hope those will sell for about $25. So not the biggest profit, but I'm just experimenting with the brand. Here is probably my best find of the day, the CO blouse. Actually, I don't know if this is the best find or if the sweater that I found first is the best find, but for $5, that was definitely an awesome find. This Verliberquim terry cloth hoodie, or not hoodie, sweatshirt. Hopefully that's a $30 sale. Here is the Current Air blouse. I did check comps on this, and I felt like I could confidently get like $18 to $20 on that, so I did pass on it for $5. And the last item is the Demi Lee sweater, which again was a high retail piece. This was $8, but I was happy to pay that for a like $200-300 sweater. So here's everything I'm leaving with and my 2 pieces I have to put back on my way out. Thank you guys so much for watching this thrift with me. It wasn't my best one ever, but I am happy with the items I found. So thank you for sticking with me, and I will see you guys in another video soon. Goodbye.